And my daughter saw the picture, and she said, "Who's that lady with Daddy?"
It's Channel Mom with Jenny Dean Schmitz. We're here for you.
I wrote a post. It was on whattoexpect.com. I write for them a couple times a month. And it was about a picture. My cousin texted me a picture out of the blue, and it was of my husband and I about 10 years prior. And we're at the lake, and I was in a swimsuit and a life jacket, and my husband's in a life jacket. And I almost didn't recognize myself. I think I almost had some abs going on there. And my daughter saw the picture, and she said, "Who's that lady with Daddy?" But yeah, I just cracked up laughing, and so did my husband, because I was almost even wondering, who is that lady with him, you know?
Yeah.
With me. And I wrote about just how marriage changes when you have children, and how beautiful it can be. But just kind of overcoming those societal expectations that sometimes people have when they get married.
I don't think it was the same blog post. You wrote about how your daughter noticed, and I hope you don't mind my saying this on the radio, she noticed you walking down the hall, and she noticed that, let's just call it your bum, jiggled, and she announced this to you, and you had to think of a response that wouldn't confuse or hurt her when she grew up to be a real woman with a booty that jiggled. And so tell folks about that.
Yeah, I think I told her, I said, "You're dang right. That's what happens when you're a grown woman." And I've really spent a lot of time. I'm an advocate for healthy media images for girls. And I think those little interactions are so important, as important or more important than what they get from the media. And I think if they can see their mother modeling appreciation of her own body, even if I have to fake it sometimes, I think it will ultimately be good for them.
Amen. Amen. And I'm right there with you. And Shelley and I both agree with you. Shelley's laughing about the jiggling. It was very honest of you to post that. But how did you respond when she said that you look different than you used to? Because that Shelley and I both struggle with, because Shelley's in her 40s and I just turned 50, and you get to that place where you feel kind of worthless as a woman because you think, I don't look like I used to. I can't just pull the hottie thing when I go into Home Depot so people will help me find nails or whatever, you know? And I'm not saying that that's righteous or good, but suddenly you lose a certain sense of yourself that used to be valuable in society's opinion. How did you play that off with your daughter?
Well, that's a good question. You know, I really use analogies a lot. I talk to her a lot about flowers. So, for example, people look different, just like flowers look different, and they're all beautiful, but they have different attributes, and that really resonates with her. And so, you know, I've talked to her about that before, about how she and her sister are like the little buds on the rose bush, you know, how we go through this cycle in our lives where we start out one way and we end another. And it's been helpful for her to visualize, because she is so small and so young. But if she can visualize something like a flower and how it's beautiful, even though it looks different from when it starts to when it ends, and how we have to take care of them, just like we have to take care of our bodies, and that's been helpful.